People getting traded to new teams. People coming back from injury. So you got some teams on a bye week. But it's going to be an interesting week. I think when it comes to, like, making your picks, because I made my picks in the preseason of each week. And I think we about to get into the time of the year where people starting to shape up and we starting to see who's really who are really good teams, who are pretenders, who are contenders. So, like, I think these next 3 weeks, so week 7, week 8, and week 9, we're about to see, like, okay, which direction are these teams are heading in this last stretch of the year. All right, so let's go through each matchup real quick. Go to each matchup. So the first matchup, we got the Falcons versus the Bengals. The Falcons 3-3, Bengals are 3-3. Falcons has been a surprise. Both of them have been surprises for most people. A lot of people had the Bengals winning the AFC North, and right now they're 3-3. Tied with the Ravens in the AFC North, but they don't look too good. You got Atlanta, who a lot of people had looking terrible. Let's ride to Cowboys and pick the Jets. All right, so let's ride. All I know is Commanders taking the L. Come on, hey, y'all on a bye week. Why are you even talking, man? Just leave us alone for at least 1 week. Y'all on a bye week. Go pick on somebody else, man. Gosh. All right. So the Falcons, before the season, my preseason pick on this game, Falcons and Bengals, I picked the Bengals to win this game. Now the Bengals are favorites. They're favored by 6.5 points. All right. There are no major injuries on the Bengals side, but on the Atlanta Falcons side, obviously we know that they're missing Cordell Patterson. All right. So now this game is tricky. The Falcons could definitely win this game, but I'm going to pick the Bengals. All right? The Bengals got a good win last week against the Saints. It looks like they were turning the corner back to who they really were. My notebook keeps falling down. So I'm going to choose the Bengals. I'm going to stick with my preseason pick and pick the Bengals to win that game. All right, up next, a lot of people, in our refuse to lose sports community are Cowboys fans. Not me. And they play the Lions today. All right, they play the Lions today at 1 o'clock Eastern time. So the Lions are 1-4. Sadly, they're only winners to the Commanders. Right? The Dallas Cowboys are 4-2. Cowboys are favored by 6.5 points. Dak Prescott is making his return today. All right? So, the Lions don't have Swift. Swift is not playing. DJ Chark is not playing. Right? They got a tackle that's out. And the Cowboys, they don't really have big injuries that we haven't really seen all year. So, but we have Dak Prescott coming back. So, I had the Cowboys winning this game before the season started. And I'm going to stick with that. Only because that they are playing at home. The Detroit Lions, their fronts, their line, their O line, D line, pretty good. But outside of that, they get scored on a bunch. All right, their defense not that great. But at the line of scrimmage, they can cause problems. Now, don't be surprised. These are one of these games that the Lions could be an upset. So it's a lot of games I look at in the schedule today, and they could be upsets. But I'm gonna stick with the Cowboys only because I'm not too sold on the Lions to beat the Cowboys right now. All right? But I won't be surprised if that happens. So we're going to the Cowboys. Colts, and then also, y'all can put who y'all got in the chat. I would love to hear who y'all got for each game we go over. Colts versus the Titans. Now, before the season, I had the Colts winning this game. All right? All right, so this is my audio is acting up. I'm so sorry. I'm not sure when it started acting up, but I'm going to run through who I picked so far. I picked the Bengals over the Falcons, Cowboys over the Lions, Titans over the Colts, Packers over the Commanders, Bucks over Panthers, and then we got the Giants and Jags. So the Giants, appreciate you, Carl. People coming in and out the live, nobody said nothing. They just listen. Okay, let me get it all. I can't hear what you do saying. So I appreciate that, Carl. All right, Giants and Jags. Like I was saying, the Giants are 5-1, the Jags are 2-4. the record doesn't show how close these teams are. It really doesn't. And just to tell you how close it is, like I said, the Jags are 2-4, Giants are 5-1, but yet the Jags are favored by 3. So it just shows you that the record doesn't show it all. Now, Kadarius Toney is still out, Galladay is still out, and when I look at these two teams, right, I know the Giants are on a winning streak right now. They won the last 3 games, the last 4 out of 5 games, and the Jags on a 3-game losing streak. So, believe it or not, I picked the Jags before the season, and I'm going to stick with them. Jags are playing at home. I think this is going to be that game with Daniel Jones. Looks like the Daniel Jones from last year. Turnovers and turnovers. I think the Jags are going to force some turnovers today, and they're going to make some plays. So, and then, yeah, so I'm going to stick with the Jags to win this game over the Giants. The Giants become 5-2, in my opinion. All right? So, either I'm going to witness my Niners being eaten alive by the Chiefs in person today, or we pull a shocker. Okay, we're going to get to that. We're going to get to the Niners. All right, I got you. All right, the next game, Ravens versus the Browns. Browns versus the Ravens. Ravens 3-3, Browns 2-4, I'm sorry. Ravens are favored by 6.5 points. We know Deshaun Watson's still out. Jacoby Brissett is the quarterback. Lamar was on the injury report, but I think he'll be good for today. They didn't say anything else about it. Denzel Ward is still out. Clowney, I don't know what he's doing. All right. Marcus Peters, questionable. J.K. Dobbins, we just saw that he's on injury reserve. He's not playing. My bet says the Giants, so Joe, I hope you're wrong. Mark Andrews was questionable, but he's going. He's playing. All right. So, now, I had the Ravens winning this game before the season, and I got the Ravens winning now. Like, look, let's think about this, y'all. The Ravens, they 3-3. But for real, y'all, the Ravens should be 6-0. Like, for real. Like, the Ravens are the only team in the NFL I look at, and I'm like, they are the opposite of the Eagles. The Eagles go up big in the first half, and they maintain that lead in the second half. Now, against the Lions and against the Cowboys, they both made a run in the second half, but they held off their W. Where the Ravens, they go up big in the first half, and then they just give up the lead in the second half. So the Ravens and the Eagles are similar. Not saying they're similar because the Ravens' defense not as good as the Eagles, but you get what I'm saying? The Ravens couldn't close it out. So I'm going to pick the Ravens to win this game. Their record, just like the Giants, they're the Giants, flip side. They should be, the Giants' record is, that's how we should look at the Ravens, and what the Ravens' record is, how we look at the Giants. I should look at, right? So, even though they beat the Ravens last week, it's crazy. So, I'm going to stick with the Ravens to win that game. All right? Jets versus the Broncos. All right? For those who don't know, Russell Wilson is out today. He's not playing. All right? I'm trying to figure out who they backup quarterback. I can't think. Who anybody in the chat, tell me who the backup quarterback for the Broncos. I know that Russell Wilson is out. All right? So that's a big thing for the Broncos. And the Jets are on the road, man. The Jets won their last 3 while the Broncos lost their last 3. The Jets defense is coming alive, but we all know the Broncos probably have the best defense in the NFL. All right? So I'm going to say the Jets going to win this game, man. Before the season, I picked the Broncos, but I can't see the Broncos winning this game. I can't see it. I think the Jets going to win. I think it's going to be a defensive battle. Now, the Broncos could win this game by creating turnovers, and the Broncos might surely win this game, but I'm going to roll with the Jets, man. Jets 4-2, and the Jets, I believe, are more legit than the Giants, to be honest with y'all, all right? So I'm going to go with the Jets over the Broncos. Raiders and Texans. For those who watch the show, y'all know I was very high on the Raiders. I had the Raiders finishing 13-4. I had Derek Carr winning MVP. I had Devontae Adams showing everybody who's the best receiver in the league is. But, excuse me, so far, none of those has been happening. They're not only they're not going to go 13-4, they're 1-4. They already got their 4 losses. Not only Derek Carr is not the MVP in the MVP discussion, right? Derek Carr is not even looking like the best quarterback, looking like the worst quarterback. No, I'm not going to say worse. He don't look too much better than Russell Wilson, all right? So I'm not going to go there yet. And then we got Davante Adams. I can name a handful of receivers that are playing way better than Davante Adams this year, including who I think is the best receiver in the league, Tyreek Hill, by the way. All right? So I'm going to pick the Raiders, though. The Raiders about to go on a run. They had a bye week at the right time, I believe, at the right time. Get some stuff straight, and go on a run. And I think this is going to start that run against an opponent that they should beat. All right? Texans are 1-3 and 1. The Raiders are favored by 7 points. They should win this game. All right? So I need Davante Adams to have a coming out party today. I know he had a good game against the Chiefs, but he also fumbled the bag in the last drive. He should have caught that pass. And it would have been 2-3. But that didn't happen. They had a bye week. Davante, the frustration you showed to the cameraman, I need you to show that frustration to the Houston Texans defense. All right? So, next game we got Seahawks and Chargers. Now, this game right here, right, it's another game that could possibly be an upset. The only reason, all right, look, the Chargers 4-2, Seahawks 3-3. Geno Smith has been balling. I think he's leading the NFL in completion percentage, if I'm not mistaken. All right? He got 1,500 yards, 9 TDs, 2 interceptions. Right? And then Justin Herbert, 1,700 yards, 10 TDs, 3 interceptions. So they've been balling, man. They've been playing good. The only thing about the Seahawks I'm worried about, y'all, their defense is terrible. Their defense is terrible. I'm sorry, man. Their defense is terrible. They allow 427 yards a game. That's bad. All right? So the Chargers, on the flip side, they have a good defense. They got playmakers all over that field. Khalil Mack is going to be a monster today. So for that reason, I'm going to roll with the Chargers. But this could be an upset. All right, 49ers fan. Chiefs and 49ers. Christian McCaffrey is active. He's playing. I like this 49ers team, man. Trent Williams is probably the best offensive lineman in the league. Christian McCaffrey, one of the best running backs in the NFL. Perfect for that situation. All right. You got Deebo Samuels, George Kittle. Did y'all know the top 3 players? I think it's last year's stat. The top 3 out of 4 players that led the NFL in yak yards. George Kittle was one of them. Deebo was one of them, and Christian McCaffrey was one of them. Not last year. I think it's this year. Sorry, because Christian McCaffrey didn't play last year. They lead the NFL in yak yards. So they all play in the same team now. Under Kyle Shanahan, that genius of a mind he has. But they are running into the Chiefs. Before the season, I picked the Chiefs to win this game, and I'm going to stick with them because the Chiefs, I can't see the Chiefs losing 2 straight. I know last year they went through a stretch, but the Chiefs should bounce back. The Niners still have injuries. I mean, I feel like every year the Niners are getting injured left and right. So I'm going to roll with the Chiefs to win this game. Patrick Mahomes bouncing back and having a good game. And, yeah, and then Christian McCaffrey is still new to the system. All right. Well, I think he played in a similar system with the Panthers, but the thing is, Kyle Shanahan is a more complicated system. So they did say that he has a small package they're going to work with when it comes to Christian McCaffrey. So, but they could win, though, but I'm going to roll with the Chiefs. I believe it's going to be a good game, though. It's going to be a good game. Sunday Night Football, Steelers versus the Dolphins. Kenny Pickett, I'm sorry, man. This is about to be a blowout, in my opinion. The Steelers are 2-4. Miami 3-3. Miami record doesn't show who they are. If Tua was not hurt, they might have been 6-0. To be honest with you guys, right? If Tua never gotten hurt. Now, the Miami Dolphins, Tua is back. All right? Tyreek Hill, Waddle. You got all these guys on a Sunday night stage in Miami on Tua's first game back against an injured Pittsburgh Steelers team. This team is injured from all over the defense. This team is injured, man. And I don't know why that showed up in my report right here, but they're hurt. They're missing like 7 starters on the injury report. So the Dolphins should exploit this defense. They should I mean, I think it's going to be a blowout. I think it's not going to be a close game. So I'm going to roll with the Dolphins on this one. And last but not least, the Monday Night Football, Patriots and Bears. We really got to talk about that game. I mean, we got Bill Belichick going against one of the worst teams in the NFL. One of the worst offenses in the NFL. So if you got a fantasy squad, pick up the Patriots defense for Monday Night Football. And I promise you, it might have the most points on your fantasy. So, and that being said, I'm rolling with the Patriots to beat the Bears. All right? So, those are my picks for today. Sorry, NFL today. About to tune in. I'm still in Sacramento. I'm in my hotel right now. I'm going to be here for the rest of the day, look like. Flight got pushed back. It's not until 10 o'clock. So, Pacific time. So, 12 o'clock Eastern time. So, I'm going to be here all day. All right? We watching football, chilling, enjoying my last day here. All right? So, that's all I have for you guys today. And we'll see y'all at the next episode. Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all in the next episode.